And as always, at the top of every hour, we're getting you the top 5 developments that have taken place, starting off with the NDA, which has, these are, of course, initial trends. NDA crosses 300 in these earlier trends, which has just been an hour since counting started, and that is what the early trends are suggesting. Initial leads also suggest that the India bloc is touching the 150 mark. Then BJP's Bollywood star Kangana Ranaut ahead in Mandi. Of course, she made a lot of headlines coming in from that constituency. In Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah leading in the Baramulla seat, and Mehbooba Mufti trailing from Anantnag Rajouri. Those are the top 5 developments at this hour. We are going to be bringing you the tops every hour.
And of course, as trends start to emerge, reactions are pouring in as well. Let's listen to them.
Results will supersede our expectations, and Modi will take his oath in the second week of this month as the hat-trick Prime Minister. What turn will the country take? Will there be work done? Will democracy survive, or not all of it will get decided today? The Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal and I believe in Almighty, and I am here to seek his blessings for the day ahead. The entire nation is hopeful for a change. To get PM Modi back in power, the public has filled the EVM machines with votes for him. Let the counting conclude, and you'd know that the BJP-led NDA alliance will perform better than the exit polls. In 10 years, under the Modi government, India's poor have been alleviated, national economy has soared, India's borders have been made more secure than ever. India has garnered global importance and respect, and now the public believes that India can be even more developed. From party workers to politicians, everyone in the BJP knows that the party will come back for a historic third term with absolute majority.
All right, now let's just go across to our correspondent Disha Shah, who's been getting us all the updates from the counting centers in Mumbai. Disha, thank you for joining us. What is the latest? What's the mood like on ground? What can you tell us?
Well, as per 9 a.m., the Lok Sabha elections early trend has released the numbers. In fact, if you talk about the Mahayuti, it is at about 21. And in Mahayuti, we have the BJP, Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena, as well as the NCP. So BJP currently, as per the early trend, is on 14 seats. Shinde's Shiv Sena on 6. And if we talk about Mahavikas Aghadi, which is the opposition, they are in fact leading with the 26 seats, with Congress on the 8th, and Shiv Sena-led Uddhav Thackeray on the 11th seat, and NCP, that is Sharad Pawar, on the 7th seat. And if you talk about important constituencies, then Supriya Sule from Baramati is leading as per the early trend. Then we also have Piyush Goyal from the BJP, who contested for the very first time from Mumbai on a BJP ticket, is leading from Mumbai. And we also have Nitin Gadkari leading from Nagpur constituency, which is also an important belt. So these are the early trends and the numbers that are coming in. The NDA in Maharashtra is leading at about 26, NDA at 21.
All right, we now like to cut across to our guest who's joining in, Dr. Makarand Paranjpai. Dr. Makarand, we've of course been discussing all the developments coming in in the lead up to the elections, but as of now, I wanted to understand from you, what are you making of these initial trends that we have been tracking?
It's too early to say anything, but I guess the big suspense is whether the exit polls are right, whether the BJP will get actually 400 par, or the NDA will get 400 par, or are they going to be below 300, either the BJP or the NDA? I think that is the big question in everybody's mind. And those of us who have been following elections for the last several decades know that till the last vote is counted, in fact, you can't say that it's a done deal. So it's too early,
Dr.
honestly.
Paranjpai, we had the Congress spokesperson join us a little earlier on WION, and she said it at least 3 times with us that the miracle is yet to happen. Do you really feel the Congress needs, or the opposition needs, a miracle at the moment to get that figure? They've been pegging a 295 figure on which none of the exit polls or the trends are suggesting. What do you make of that?
295 is kite flying, if not wishful thinking. If they get half of that, I think that it won't be a bad day for them. In other words, if they get anything above 150, 145, it won't be bad. But, the important thing here is that democracy is also about the art of, compromise. And you have to be a gracious loser. If you're losing, you can't gather around and then blame the electoral system or the EVMs, or in other words, democracy is also about being a sporting loser as well as a gracious winner. So both sides must prepare for that rather than being spoilers and bad losers, or should I say ungracious and arrogant winners. That is not the way of democracy.
Right, sir. In fact, I was just going to come to this, and we've discussed this earlier as well, that the opposition bloc, it keeps reiterating that they could spring in a surprise. I mean, you mentioned that that's perhaps just wishful thinking here. But what sort of a surprise? What do you think would be the basis for this, if at all?
Well, you see, there have been conflicting reports from the ground, and the commentary at the experts sitting in Delhi, some of them are my friends. If you look at their predictions, even in the last elections, 2019, I was covering these elections right on WION. And they kept saying the same thing, BJP won't get 270, this will happen, that will happen. And they've been, the Cassandras, as it were, have been proven wrong. In other words, the so-called experts, psephologists, pollsters, many of them are actually compromised, or should I say, I don't want to use the word compromise, but they're already politically aligned. So they're using this weaponized information to sway the voters. So it's only the election commission and the results that it declares that really matter. Everything else is just kite flying, frankly.
All right, so we are seeing some early trends here, and Shivan and I, we were discussing this as well, that where do you think the big story will come from here? Will it be east of India, south of India, or will it be the usual sweep this time around as well?
See, once again, what we were hearing from the ground is that the BJP may lose some seats in Bihar for sure, possibly in UP, maybe a couple in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, in the Hindi heartland. But the argument was that they will make up for these in Bengal, Odisha, a little bit in the south. They'll open their innings in Tamil Nadu, Kerala. I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, I'm going by those trends. I really believe that they may lose some, but they'll gain some. But I've also predicted, or rather I've analyzed with whatever information I have, that the Congress may improve its tally a little bit, maybe by 10 seats from the last time that they had, I think, 52 or so. They may go up maybe 10, even 15. But it's too early, really too early to say. And I think the drama is going to be in these big ticket constituencies. Rai Bareli, of course, where Rahul Gandhi is contesting. Why not? He's expecting to win, of course. And Rai Bareli too, possibly. But the margin will be less. Shashi Tharoor and Rajiv Chandrasekhar are contesting from Thiruvananthapuram. So there are going to be these high-profile contests, I think, and a lot of the attention will be directed to these. That's what I think.
Dr. Paranjpai, I just want to shift focus to Maharashtra next. There have been some initial trends which have come in the early Lok Sabha trends, and which is pegging the Mahayuti at 21 and the MVA at about 26. What do you make of those? Of course, these are initial trends. We take that right where nothing is final as of now. But what are your opinions on it?
It is possible, because I think there was a lot of, should I say, disgruntlement on the ground within the rank and file of the BJP also, because the plum postings went to Eknath Shinde and the breakaway group. Some people feel aggrieved that, the Thackeray legacy, as it were, was betrayed, the memory of the great Barasaheb Thackeray. So there's some sympathy swing possibly in favor of Uddhav, Aditya, and of course the wily old fox, Mr. Sharad Pawar, has covered his bets. I mean, whoever wins in Baramati, it's his own family. So, he's a very clever person. And it's still very fluid. And let's also not forget that these numbers are not absolute. In other words, there's going to be many backroom deals depending on what the seat count really is going to be. And I think the trump cards are actually with Modi and Shah, frankly. They have the trump cards, they have the resources. They've got the capability of breaking parties and splitting them. We've seen that in many parts of India. And it's not going to be difficult for them to sway a few people, pull them, to their side if required. But so I think they're sitting pretty. I think BJP is sitting pretty right now. But as you said, miracles are possible. Who knows? And I think the Congress really needs one. And the other thing I feel which is really important is that if the Congress does badly, there's going to be a huge reorganization in the offing, I feel. And that's another big story that you should be tracking.
Right. Now, let's just bring in some numbers also that we are getting right now. As per initial trends of 215 seats by the Election Commission, the BJP is leading on 110 seats, Congress leading on 42, and then we have Samajwadi Party as well.
Well, of course, these are out of 215 seats. These are numbers just released by the Election Commission of India. So those are trends. We are going to be tracking trends at the moment.